morning once again, everyone. In this video, we're going to continue our visit to the Antietam National Battlefield. In my last video, we visited such sites as the Dunker Church, the North Woods, the Cornfield, and ended up here at the Mumma Farm. Now, we're moving on toward the sunken road, the Burnside Bridge, and finally, a stop at the Antietam National Cemetery. So let's continue our battlefield tour here at Antietam. This area of the battlefield is what they call Bloody Lane, and it's where some of the most fiercest fighting took place on that September day in 1862. The area along this rail fence was known by locals as the Sunken Road. It was used by local farmers and had been worn down over time by wagons and rain. On the morning of September 17, 1862, the Sunken Road was the site of some of the most fierce fighting of the battle. In a little more than 3 hours, more than 5,000 soldiers from both sides were killed or wounded, with neither side gaining an advantage. The Sunken Road was now a bloody lane. And this is the Sunken Road, or as they call it, Bloody Lane. And another inverted cannon barrel here at the Sunken Road, Bloody Lane. This one is to Major General Israel Richardson, Confederate or United States Army, mortally wounded here. This tower was built by the War Department in 1896, and in the days before COVID, visitors to the battlefield could climb the tower and get a commanding view of almost all of the Antietam battlefield, but it's locked up tight. This monument stands in front of the lookout tower here at Antietam. It's dedicated to Brigadier General Thomas Meagher. Another monument here at the lookout tower is dedicated to the Irish Brigade. The self-guided driving tour is the best way to see the battlefield here at Antietam. Just pick up a map from one of the rangers at the Visitor Center and begin your tour at the Dunker Church. The map will guide you around the battlefield, ending at the Antietam National Cemetery. All total, the driving tour features 11 tour stops and is a little over 8 miles long. This is the Sherrick Farm, and when the Mumma family left their farmhouse in the days prior to the battle, this is where they came. They stayed with the Sherricks, and after the battle was over, Samuel Mumma returned, and in 1863 rebuilt his house. But during the battle and in the days after, they stayed here at the Sherrick Farm. I'm here at the temporary parking area for the Burnside Bridge. The main parking area is located at the top of the hill and is undergoing extensive renovation. It's here that we find one of the more interesting monuments on the battlefield. It's dedicated to a future president. This monument commemorates the actions of William McKinley, who participated in the battle here at Antietam and went on to become our 25th president. And here is the description of President McKinley's action during the battle here at Antietam. The inscription says 14-year member of Congress, twice governor of Ohio, 1892 to 93 and 94 to 95, and twice president of the United States, 1897 to 1900 and 1901. Sergeant McKinley, Company E, 23rd Ohio Volunteer Infantry, while in charge of the commissary department on the afternoon of the day of the Battle of Antietam, September 17, 1862, personally and without orders, served hot coffee and warm food to every man in the regiment on the spot, and in doing so had to pass under fire. And this sculpture on the monument shows the future president doing just that. I really apologize for the wind noise. I didn't realize it was this bad when I recorded the video. But this relief sculpture on the McKinley Monument here at Antietam depicts McKinley the soldier and McKinley as the president. Walking down this path from the McKinley Monument to one of the most photographed spots on any battlefield, probably. This is the Burnside Bridge. This plaque at the Burnside Bridge tells the story of what occurred here on that day in September 1862. This stone arch bridge that spans Antietam Creek was built in 1836. And prior to the Civil War, it was known simply as the Lower Bridge. In the afternoon of September 17, 1862, this bridge was the site of one of the final major battles here at Antietam. For more than 3 hours, Confederate forces repelled repeated Union assaults here at the bridge. Finally, Union troops under the command of General Ambrose Burnside broke the Confederate lines here at the bridge, forcing the Confederate troops to retreat back toward Sharpsburg.
This monument is dedicated to the 51st New York Infantry, and it stands here at the Burnside Bridge where they saw action. This sycamore tree was here during the Battle of Antietam, and it has survived the years and is still standing here at the Burnside Bridge. This storyboard features a photo of General Ambrose Burnside, and he is instantly recognizable to Civil War buffs by his unique and very prominent facial hair. And this storyboard details the action that occurred here during the Battle of Antietam. This storyboard calls the Burnside Bridge a bridge of death, and it details that following the days of the battle, many of those who died here were buried along this wall. And in the years after the battle, they were later reinterred, many in the Antietam National Cemetery just down the road here in Sharpsburg. The final stop on my visit to Sharpsburg and Antietam is here at the Antietam National Cemetery.
The Antietam National Cemetery is the final resting place of 4,776 Union soldiers who fought at Antietam and other battles in the state of Maryland. Of those 4,776 Union veterans buried here, 1,836 are unknown. In addition to the Civil War veterans resting here, more than 200 veterans from the Spanish-American War, World War I, World War II, and Korea are buried here. The cemetery was closed to new burials in 1953. However, an exception was made in 2000 when U.S. Navy fireman Patrick Roy was laid to rest here. Fireman Roy was killed during an attack on the USS Cole on October 12, 2000. 4th New York Volunteers Monument stands in the section of the Antietam National Cemetery where Union soldiers from the state of New York are buried.
The Antietam National Cemetery is not only the final resting place of hundreds of Civil War soldiers, but also soldiers of First World War and World War II. Here is the final resting place of Reno Emory Wayland, a private who was killed in action during World War I. A lot of the soldiers who still rest here, their graves are marked only by numbers. Their identities remain unknown, as we see by these small stones amid the traditional government markers. The centerpiece of the cemetery here in Antietam is this very large statue of a Civil War soldier. The official name of this huge monument is the Private Soldiers Monument. It stands more than 44 feet tall and weighs 250 tons. The locals here often refer to it as Old Simon. The inscription on the Private Soldiers Monument here at Antietam reads, "Not for themselves, but for their country." September 17th, 1862.
Well, my visit to the Antietam National Battlefield has come to an end. I want to thank every one of you for watching. Hope you found something interesting in this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're so inclined, leave me a comment. And if you want to keep up with my travels, be sure to ring that bell and subscribe. So until next time, remember, life's a journey. Take time to enjoy it. And I'll see you down the road. So long, everyone.